I have not been to Nigeria in 10 years. I do miss my family back home, and it's always fun to go back. So what has kept me away for 10 whole years? Is it fear? Was I scared, afraid to go back to my home country? Let us break it all down in today's video. Hello everyone, my name is Diakola. Welcome back to this side of life. And if you're new here, welcome and thank you all for joining me today. In case you're seeing this face for the first time, I am a Nigerian immigrant to Canada who has lived here for over 20 years. And on this channel, we share practical tips and life experiences to help us as immigrants and aspiring immigrants to live our best lives as we grow older. So today, like I said, I have been in Canada for over 20 years. But what you may not know is that I haven't gone back to Nigeria in 10 years. Why is that? Why is it that immigrants like me end up staying 10, 20, 30 years or even more without going back to their home country? Could it be because of real or perceived fear? As for me, I have traveled to many places within these 10 years. And so it's not because I am stuck here in Canada or I am not able to travel. But then there are certain reasons why the time just goes and you find out that you've been out of your home country for so long. Let us dive into some of those reasons. The first reason that comes to my mind and that applies in my case is that life just gets in the way. You know, so many things happen. You know, you're trying to settle in a new country. You're trying to achieve that next goal that you have set for yourself. And one thing leads to another and the years starts piling up. You know, you have kids, the kids are in school, you have certain projects you want to do, you want to buy a house. Oh yeah, next year I want to do a course, I want to go to school, trying to find your feet, and you keep putting off going back home. And the fact that you are so far away as well also factors in, because you have to think about the cost of the flight, the cost of the journey, and you know, you have to take time off work and all that. So that doesn't really help in the midst of everything else that's going on. So the first reason is because life just happens and time goes and you realize it has been so long. Then a second reason is that in this day and age, there are so many of us, so many of our relatives that are in diaspora that sometimes it's easier, like if you're in Canada and you have your siblings in the US or in the UK, it's sometimes easier for you to go and visit them in the US or they come and visit you in Canada than you all go to Nigeria. So because of the way the world is today and people have relatives all over the place and they don't necessarily have to go back to the home country to see their relatives, that also contributes to people staying away for so long. And with the internet too, right? People don't seem to be so far away anymore. I mean, when did we start having video calls? I don't think it's even up to maybe 15 years, ago that we started having video calls. Before that, you felt like you were very far away from home and you felt the need to see your family and loved ones. But now you see them on WhatsApp, you see them on Facebook, you see them everywhere. And, the pressure is not that much to see them physically. So because you keep seeing them online. So that's another reason why it takes that long, especially these days, for you to go back home to the home country. And then number three, especially for people from Africa, is that when you are in the diaspora, you are an immigrant, you work hard and you want to take some time off. You want to take your vacation to relax and have some downtime and recover from the months and days of work. And so when you think about going back to the home country, it is not really a vacation, right? Because when you go back, you have all these obligations, all these people you need to see, all these things that you need to do, and it's not really, all that convenient. For example, in Nigeria, you have to think about battling through the traffic, going from one city to another is not that easy. Some of the roads are not that good. And so by the time you think about all that, you're like, okay, let me go to Mexico, or let me go to the States, or let me go somewhere else where I can actually take the time out and relax and have a real vacation. So that's another reason why you keep putting off going back to the home country. Before I go on, are you one of those people who have not gone back home in a very long while? Do comment down below. Let us know, what is your reason? Why haven't you been back to your home country since you immigrated to a new country? And if you're getting any value from this video, please hit the like button, give us a thumbs up. This really helps us with the YouTube algorithm so that we can grow the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, the next reason why me in particular stayed away for so long is because COVID happened. So I think if COVID hadn't happened in 2019, I probably would have gone back home to Nigeria earlier. But then COVID happened, the pandemic hit, and we were all stuck where we were. And that, I'm going to blame that as one of the reasons why I didn't go back home for 10 years. And then finally, for Nigeria is the real or perceived fear of going back home for Nigerians who are in diaspora. It is fueled by a number of factors. At least I can speak for Nigeria. Some of the reasons why people fear going back home is that you hear a lot of bad news. You hardly turn on the radio or the TV or look on the internet and hear good news. It is mostly bad news. So there's a lot of bad news that comes out of the home country about insecurity, people getting kidnapped and people getting killed when they go back home and things like that. And this fuels the fear of people and they are afraid to go back home. And also, apart from that, there is the inconveniences that you think about, like, okay, how am I going to deal with no power, water, just the roads are bad and things are just going to be inconvenient. And like I said, I just want to spend my vacation relaxing and not having to deal with all those kind of things. And so that is the perception that people have based on the news that they hear coming out of the home country. But is this perception reality? That is what we will find out. And that is what I found out when I went to say hello to Nigeria recently, after being away for 10 years. I don't want this video to be too long, so join me in the next video to find out the answer to the question of whether this perception of the home country is actually reality. That's all I had for today. Thank you so much for joining me again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. Also, please, I want to know what you think. Comment down below. What do you think about people in diaspora, immigrants, staying long years away from their home country and having reservations about going back home? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And until I come your way again, until the next video, you go out and make it the best days of your life. Bye.